Today I'm talking about releasing attachment to being the defender or the prosecutor. And what is a witness in this element is somebody who is capable of readying their own self so they don't need to have somebody with the law over them, and also crediting their own self so they don't need somebody else to be like advocating for why they're not so bad. So we do this in order to really arrive into the things that we want, because it is our inner defender that is, helping us believe we could get it. And it's the inner prosecutor that keeps telling us, well, you got to do something else. You got to do more. It's not available yet. So that's why this work of readying and crediting yourself is on the one hand balancing, and then on the other hand, it's like releasing and letting go of these attachments, and kind of identifying what it is that we want is how to let the prosecuting go. So it's kind of like this inner negotiation, but it happens only when we are willing to be the witness. I'm working, for example, today on being a happy witness. I am a witness, but I'm a happy witness. So I did use some prompts yesterday in a tapping workshop with Jennifer Partridge. We went through like, what am I ready for? Like, it's not more complicated than that. Usually, the subconscious self will give you the information when you're open to listening to it. And one of the most powerful things I ever heard in a 12-step meeting was that somebody said the day she heard someone say, I'm ready. I'm just ready for change. I'm ready to be changed. I'm ready to be changed. I'm ready. That was the first day of the rest of her life, but it was just the first day she ever could really live, because she felt she was ready for whatever life is. Just instead of this playing catch-up feeling, it was like feeling ready. So Jennifer held us in that space. And then she also said, what are you giving yourself towards like the second half of the workshop? So I'll read, this is by her guidance. So I wrote, I'm ready. I've been trying to get a loving witness. I was worthy of that encouragement, not beratement. I have to forgive literally my parents for not giving me a grace period when I'm in learning and remembering and development, because they also lack that very patience to start fresh again, or to start fresh, or to start again, to try something new, maybe even in front of people. And so I'm ready to receive the energy of being cheered on and admired, and from that place, I'm ready. I'm ready to be seeing myself, and that means I'm ready to give myself credit. And in that mind state, I can say God is the only prosecutor and defender, because I don't have to prosecute or defend my parents in that. I just have to try new things. I just have to say, I'm ready to give myself credit. I'm ready for people to see me and encourage me, including me. So that's where I can start giving myself. I can start being a witness to my own self and say, wow, I need a grace period, or I need a little more time. Yesterday at the drum circle, I needed somebody to repeat like 7 times this way of doing something and catching the 4-beat rhythm. And the people there were so advanced that I really needed him. And it was so much to process: his voice, counting with my toes, matching the beats, and listening to them. And it was like all those elements coming together. So I was worthy, and he was encouraging, and he even wants to teach me again because I'm willing. And meanwhile, it was like the fear of asking someone to teach me was that they're not going to be patient with me, or they're going to berate me when I make a mistake, or I'm trying something fresh. I didn't grow up with it. He was drumming since he was 2. So that's this idea. Now I can give myself credit. Credit comes in all different forms. Credit is, I am worthy of being defended and not prosecuted because of this. I am not in debt. So first of all, there's credit for trying, credit for maintaining, credit for showing up, credit for persevering, credit for determination, credit for admitting mistakes, credit for letting go of the audience or the evidence, credit for the having of patience. And releasing, letting go of, this is something that is a way to move out of me versus someone else, even if that other is inside of me. And first of all, it's finding someone, letting go of these, finding someone to blame instead of directly asking for help, holding in my pee till I'm home. And you can see that a lot of this has to do with like a child making mistakes, right? And healing that part of myself. Considering myself hairy or defective as a female. Routines that don't make things better or more efficient like they were supposed to. Releasing, letting go of preventing possibilities I don't want when it means I'm coming up with possible mishaps and worrying instead of just being with what is and being creative. feeling unworthy because someone saw me with my pants down, for example, like when I'm peeing in my underwear or leaving my keys in the lock, and like those situations. Or needing to be on a shared schedule, letting go of that need. Letting go of the need to, letting go of forcing the matching rather than being with what matches me. Because it's always all changing. Anyway, it's a never-ending battle to force things to match me. And finally, cutting corners privately, letting go of this. Instead of just doing a good job where it matters most, to me, being that witness. And now, as that witness, I found this paper I wrote a long time ago, and I wanted to just read it. And it's a few ways in which I'm able to now identify my desires and see, well, when I have enough credit, I'm worthy of these things. When I don't feel like I'm in a judgment case where every little thing I do is going to be held against me, and I have to constantly prove that I'm not a failure, I can actually make progress. So here it is: gaining knowledge, this is about gaining knowledge of myself. So feeling wanted, feeling desired, feeling that another or others want to hear me, feeling that someone I'm attracted to is attracted to me, and feeling loved. Another is to achieve the goal of being able to be more vulnerable, intimate, physically and emotionally. To not have to worry about money, not about money, but not to worry about it. To be able to look at nature that makes me feel raw and complete and small and in the right size. And finally, a healthy body, which is for me, moving it, strengthening it, but also stretching it. It's unprocessed, kind of colorful food. And I'll leave it there, but I'll say that this is about witnessing. So whatever shows up in the process at times could be a little emotional or intense, and then we stay a witness. We don't prosecute the one going through it or the one that is holding on to it in any way, and we don't defend ourselves as if that's who we are, and we have to defend it because who are we without this idea that we would never do that, or that we don't even have to try, or whatever it is. So thank you for spending time with me. Wish you well. Happy July 4th.